2, 3, 4. Hey everyone, welcome back to Music with Ryan. Thanks for joining me. This week's featured lesson, I'm going to do something a little different. It's going to be more of a concept lesson, something I'm calling Soulful Blues in G. And what I've done is I've, constructed a really cool chord progression that you might hear actually in a lot of different tunes. It's like a 1 to a 3, a major 3, 4, sharp 4 diminish, okay? And then a 1, 6, 2, 5. It's kind of jazzy as well. Kind of jazzy, bluesy, I think of it more as soulful. And I've just created a couple passes around the solo, and it's something for you to build up, how to improvise over top of a progression like this, give you some licks and ideas. I talk about 2 specific shapes and scales that I'll be using when I compose it, when I'm soloing. And so one shape is down here, kind of more just the F shape. And then more of the D shape here. And I guess I'm using similar scale. I'm using a lot of major pentatonic stuff with a little bit of bluesy stuff, the little flatted 3. Getting that B flat note in there, give it a little soul. And so I'm going to go over all that in this lesson. We're also going to talk about doing bends correctly and how to execute and get a good sounding bend. Takes a little strength and left hand control. So we're going to go over all that for these 2 arrangements for Soulful Blues in G here. And if you'd like to purchase the full-length version, as this is just a preview, you can click the link below or above, and I'll shoot you on my website over there, and there you can purchase it. It'll come with PDF tabs, about 35-40 minutes of video, and 1 backing track. And it's a slow tune, the backing track's going to be extra long, so you can really spend a lot of time improvising and trying the licks and trying the arrangements. So yeah, and if you really like what you see and you like the way I approach learning and teaching guitar, you can check out being a member at my site for a yearly or monthly fee. Access my entire library of over 300 lessons. I come out with one each week, and I come out with free stuff about every other week as well, so you can sign up over there as a free member as well. For now, we're going to start walking through this lesson here a little bit and give you a taste of how it's going to go. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. All right, so let's go ahead and start breaking down Soulful Blues in G. And any markings on the bottom staff are pick directions. Anything above the staff, like little numbers, will be left-hand fingerings. And in this one, this tune is rather slow. So in the right hand, you have a little bit of liberty of like getting a quote-unquote breaking the rules or getting away with things. So you could do all down strokes here. You could kind of do a combination that feels right. I'm usually a stickler about right hand, pick directions for good reason. But this one, again, has a bluesy feel, and sometimes all down strokes can feel really good and make it sound a little bit better. Or you can kind of use a combination. So I'll be doing what's marked, but just know that, you have a little leeway, a little play with the right hand in this piece. So I'm going to play the first 3 measures, and we'll break them down. It does have like a little turnaround at the beginning, a little 1-5-1 turnaround, and then we get into the solo. So here's what it sounds like. 2, ready, go. And I ended on the first beat of measure 4. I'll do that again. Ready, go. Okay. All right, so that first measure right there, Again, and we're doing a lot of major pentatonic stuff, okay? And I'm gonna talk about that as we go, about what I'm thinking, and just, yeah, a little bit about the scale. The scales I'm using, and the positions I'm using, and for this one, I'm gonna be using a lot out of this F shape. It's a G chord here on the 3rd fret, but I'm gonna be major pentatonic with a little blue note there, a little flatted 3. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this kind of the first, this first little take around the solo. So the turnaround there's, and of course I'm swinging the 8th notes. All right, 5-3 on the high E, 5-3 on the B, and then there's a quarter note here, 5, 6. And I'm gonna go up with my 3rd finger too, 5, 6, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So again, really swinging the 8th notes. Not, you know, I'm long, short, boom, boom. Okay. And then I'm going to get up in this little, thinking about it as a B flat shape. I know that might be a little confusing if it's B flat first position, but if I get up here on the fretboard, it's a D chord, okay? And I'm going to be doing just partial of that chord, and I'm going to kind of cross pick through it, or arpeggiate through that chord. That's what it's going to be. 1 and 2 and 3. And I'm going to make it a little D7 chord right there. So I have on there 7, 7, and 5 on the high E. And then I've kind of 1 and 2 and then I have to bar across the 5th fret on the G string, and it makes a D7. This is a C note right here. So I make it a little D7. And I'm going to strum it. Okay, then kind of clip it off before I get in my solo. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and. All right, so I'll play those first 2 measures. Ready, go. And then there's a rest in there's a rest on beat 1 in measure 3. That's what that little squiggly line there is that's a quarter note rest. So I'm actually going to let the music, I'm just going to not play. I'm going to rest. And that can create a little suspense. Sometimes it's the notes you don't play as well. Rests are there for a reason. So... And of course, you probably heard me and saw me, but I am sliding into that 7th fret a little bit. You can just go right into it. But I did want to add a little extra something there, a little more expressiveness, so I slid into it. And I almost started back here in the 4th fret. Okay, so gotta have a really controlled, slide about you there to really just go right to it. Here's the fun part right here. So again, rest on beat 1, and then we have a triplet. 4. Again, working out of that F shape, thinking about my chord, my little, again, sounding a G chord. I'm working out of that. I'm aware of that chord. Triplet. 4 on the G, 3 on the B, 5 on the B. So triplet. And then I'm going to play that 5th fret again, and I'm going to bend it, and then bend it up, and then bring it down. Because it's 16th note, so it's going to be a quick bend. And then pull off to the 3rd fret of the B. Okay, so, and when I bend, See how I got my fingers behind there? My first and second fingers are behind the third finger. They're on the fretboard and they're helping me push up. They're giving me support for that bend, okay? That's really important to pulling off and executing bends, is you got to have the support. You can't just do it all by itself, okay? You got to have the hands behind it. If you look at any guitar player, that's what they're doing, or 99% of the people I see anyway. So that little phrase is kind of tricky because it happens fast. Triplet. So just work on that right there. Triplet. Kind of broke it down a little slower. Again, I pluck and bend, bring it down, and then pull off the third fret. And then I gotta hop right, this is a little bit of a jump, but I gotta hop down to second fret, hammer on 3, and slide to 4. So all that, so it'd be like 3, 4, 1. And then I got an 8th notes, 4 and 1. And I want that all smooth, real silky smooth. Okay? So that's one of the trickiest measures right out the gate, is that third measure of the piece. Because you got the leap, you got the bend and the pull off, and so that all makes for a tricky business.